which song to sing. Like, oh yeah, we got a bard, we got intelligence going on here, or we have a black mage. Let's use Foe's Requiem here. Etc. And but what they've done is they've taken the party bonus and put it in um, the party box. Like when you're actually looking through your friends list and whatnot, when you're looking at the party, the bonus is there. You don't actually need to look at it all the time. And like once you know what your bonuses are, that's your bonus. But what they did was they put on the side, like where the MP bar is, they put a TP bar, and then you see the little, the detriments and buffs on top of that. So it's just a nice little bar in between everybody's buffs. I think it's kind of nice because it actually separates everybody's buffs very clearly. And instead of putting a number there like they do on MP, you just see the overall uh, TP gauge. But basically, everybody has 1,000 TP. That never changes. So, if it's like halfway, they only have 500 TP, and so on and so forth. So that's pretty easy to figure out. Basically, if you see somebody's hurting for TP, it just makes it easier for the ninja, the bard, or the machinist or the astrologian to pop a buff for uh, them to replenish that. Also, there's a few resolved issues as far as, basically glitches. Uh, Stuff not looking right when wearing it and not being able to move in certain areas, things like that. There was several things that were just little glitchy bugs that they did fix. So that's basically 3.07. And also, they have started the Rising event. I have not actually got to do that. I'm about to go do it because I'm curious as to what it is. I'm hearing a lot of good things about it. It seems like they actually uh, I'm not going to spoil it, but there's a very important person you get to meet, and a very important NPC you get to meet and talk to. And I think they basically talk about the course of the game and your journey through the game. So it's kind of neat. But basically, the Rising is a seasonal event that celebrates the second anniversary of the launch of A Realm Reborn. Because for those of you who aren't familiar, this game was originally launched several years ago and it flopped. Um, a lot of people complained about the battle system for it. A lot of people actually liked the game, but there's just a lot of things wrong. And what they did was they revamped it 2 years ago, and they called it A Realm Reborn. And so it's still Final Fantasy 14, but what they did is they kind of killed the story in Final Fantasy 14, and then it became Final Fantasy 14: A Realm Reborn, and that's why we start at 2.0 when you start this game. And it's almost like getting an expansion, except that there is no 1.0 to 2.0 anymore. So you start at 2.0 and continue, and then when you decide to go further, you get 3.0 expansion, which is Heaven's Word slash Ishgard. So I'm digressing. Uh, This is the 2 year anniversary of when that got relaunched. And it started on Thursday and is continuing through next Monday, September the 7th. And you start the event by talking to Nonora at the steps of Nald at 10:10. So go teleport to Ul'dah, go find Nonora, and you should be ready to go. It's called A World Away. Basically, you go complete some level 9 fates. In Central Thanalan and Western Thanalan, you get some special minions, a mini game, and there's a lot of cool cutscenes. And remember, in 3.1, they're going to be having minion fights, so I would make sure to get those minions. Plus, who does not want the minions that they're giving us? And I'm not going to say what they are. You can look it up if you want to spoil it for yourself. But if you don't want to know what the winds up minions are, um, Just go do the fates and you'll find out. Although they might tell you what the what the reward is, but I'm trying not to spoil anything in case they don't tell you. Anyway, so that's basically what's going on in the game right now. As for me personally, I've created a couple more alts. I was trying to do some role playing in the game. I'm trying to find a group to do that with. I found a couple servers where there were people doing it, and I'm trying to work my way in. I'm trying to get to level 15 and 20 where I can, freely explore and actually be able to go see and find people. Uh, One of the alts is actually a way to go keep in touch with gear. And Minerva, they were in TAC and they are now over in Behemoth with the rest of the FC back before me and Gear took it over. There's a lot of people in our FC that decided they basically were transplanting the FC to Behemoth, but they still left the house and the name title on Mateus. So I have now been left in charge of it, and I made an alt to go visit them and see how they were doing. And but yeah, I hear there's some role playing going on over there, so I'm gonna try to check that out. But in the meantime, there's not a lot going on Mateus. It's quiet as usual, and I'm really sad to see a lot of people going. We've lost a couple people this week. There's just a lot of raiders who have decided that they want to keep raiding and they would rather go to a server who's already very, very actively raiding instead of sticking around in a quiet server where in the evenings it's hard to find people to raid with. Part of it's also the data center, though. I've noticed on the Primal Data Center there's a lot more activity going on with the raids, whereas on Aether it's just kind of crummy. I'm not gonna lie, but that's why it helps if you can get a group of your own. Like I love my Link Shell. I remember when Crystal Tower was the big thing to do. We always had plenty of people to go do it because so many of us were we had leveled with each other, we had helped each other clear it, and we continue to help each other get through it. And I wish there were more people that were available and uh, more available and more accepting and helpful with actually training people to get through Coil and uh, get through Alexander without just clearing them and actually being able to teach them how to do it and continually run with them. Um, a lot of the problem, though, with our servers, a lot of us have a lot of all over the place schedules, and it's hard to make statics that can stick. And when you have to pug it and go into Duty Finder and get a bunch of random people that you don't know going with you, and they're very, very hard fights, especially considering that the entry level gear for that is still, like we're all basically breaking even trying to get in there now. So everybody needs to be on their toes, and when you're getting a bunch of randoms that may or may not be on their toes, it can be very disheartening. So I understand if you are a heavy raider and you want to move to a different data center and a different server where there's more activity and more people who are in the same boat as you, but it's very disappointing for me because this is my starting server and I hate losing people. I hate losing friends, and I'm going to be honest, it breaks my heart. It's disappointing. I even go through bouts of anger because I don't think it's fair to the rest of us, but at the same time, it wouldn't be fair to them to stay if they don't want to teach or they don't want to wait or they've tried teaching or they've tried waiting and they just feel like they're beating their head against a wall. So I wish them luck, but for those of you who are still here, I really hope that we can continue learning together, running together, and that we can help each other grow. Um, if I didn't have so much lag, I would literally get on and make nightly clearing parties in Party Finder and help people clear things and learn things. But I'm all for still helping. I've leveled up my DPS to 60, and it's almost Alexander ready. So hopefully in the future, even if I can't heal, because that's my main, if I can't heal the new content due to lag, because again, everybody has to be on their toes. I can't be on my toes if I'm dealing with lag. Um, so if anything, I can help on my DPS and try to help people that way. Uh, but other than that, and I'm rambling again, but that's just kind of what's going on with us right now. And right now is we're having as far as the FC goes. As I said, I'm in charge now, but we had all gotten together for a meeting and decided that we were having a shard gathering event that started on Wednesday and it's going through this next Wednesday. And we're all whacking trees and hitting rocks, and all of the shards are going to go towards, they're going to be sold, and the proceeds are going to be thrown into the company chest for the upkeep, as far as feeding the chocobos and feeding us and saving up for a new house. So pretty excited about that. It's our first event together in TAC as the remade TAC, and we're still deciding on a new name, but all that will be coming up in 3.1, which is about a month or two away. So we're all getting pumped. Even with all the losses, we're trying to hold it together, because uh, better to have a solid few than uh, you know a bunch of discombobulations. So anyway, I'm actually going to get off of here and go check on the FC. And since I can't play live right now, I have no idea what's going on right now. So without further ado, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to me vent a little bit about the current state of affairs, and for listening to me ramble about the patch. But if you ever have any questions, if you ever have any suggestions, or again, if you want to join in, message me or shoot me an ad on Luchi Ray 87 on Skype. And thank you for watching again. Have a good night.